History has loud wars, fought in trenches with tanks and treaties. And then there are quiet ones that have no front lines, no declared enemies, only whispers, disappearances, and the slow suffocation of a nation's soul. From 1976 to 1983, Argentina was waged in one of those wars, not against another country, but against its own people. This was La Guerra Sucia, the Dirty War. So when did it all begin? It began with a coup on March 24, 1976. The Argentinian military overthrew President Isabel Perón, claiming they were rescuing the country from chaos. What followed wasn't order, it was the opposite. It was oppression. The junta, led by Jorge Rafael Videla, declared a war on a subversion. But that word came to mean anyone who questioned, criticized, or simply existed outside their rigid idea of control. Students, activists, union leaders, journalists, doctors, pregnant women, children, they were all taken from their homes, schools, workplaces, often in the dead of night, blindfolded, beaten, electrocuted, drugged, thrown from planes into the Atlantic. Bodies vanished, names erased. They became Los Desaparecidos, disappeared. It's estimated that over 30,000 people were forcibly disappeared during this time period. Some say the number is higher, but silence was louder. While the regime demanded silence, a group of grieving mothers refused, wearing white scarves embroidered with their children's names, Las Madres de Plaza de Mayo. They marched every Thursday in Buenos Aires. They demanded answers, not just for themselves, but for a nation being gaslit by its own government. For decades, they circled the square, their grief an act of rebellion, their memory a threat to the regime's lies. By 1983, the dictatorship collapsed, democracy returned, but healing did not come easy. Many generals walked free for years, protected by amnesty and institutional silence. Only in the early 2000s did justice begin, trials, convictions, and finally, the naming of the unspeakable. Today, Argentina carries the weight. The grandchildren of the disappeared grow up wondering, who are they really? Stolen at birth, raised by military families, mass graves, to this day, still continue to be unearthed, and the Plaza de Mayo is still filled with white scarves that stand for resistance. This is not just a chapter into Argentina's history, it is a warning etched into the bones of a generation. When truth becomes treason, and silence becomes survival, what remains of a nation's soul? Remember them, not as victims, but as voices that dared to speak. And in their memory, may we always ask, what stories do we silence when we say nothing? As always, truth may be buried, but it never dies. Wonder with memory, wonder with purpose, and wonder always. Thanks again for listening, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.